Don't know me, my name's Andy Ramp. I'm the coordinator of competitive sports. You probably met Danny and Ryan last night, and then Jessica, who's probably also there. So we're going to go over a couple things. If you weren't here yesterday, what I have done is we recorded yesterday, and I put that online. I will send that link out tomorrow. It'll be you and Sand Volleyball will be on the same email. You will get a link to the website that we currently use to do all of our training. So all these PowerPoints are online, so you'll be able to see them. Tonight we're going to do it in here first, try to let the sun go down, let it cool off a little bit. Then we're going to go outside for about a half hour or so to do some stations. I think it's positioning, whistleblowing, and pregame. And then we'll come back in here. We're going to do Jeopardy. We're going to take a test together or in small groups. And then for those of you that haven't worked here or didn't do sand volleyball, we're going to do a bloodborne pathogens test that will help you through. Everybody that works for campus recreation has to go through that test because you could potentially be exposed to hazardous materials, so that's why we go through it. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to watch 10 plays. And the first thing I want you to do, who wasn't here yesterday? So 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, how many crews did we have yesterday? 5 crews. All right, so you're going to be in crew 1, crew 2, crew 3, crew 4. Crew 1's going to be right here, crew 2, crew 3, crew 4, and crew 5. So if you're in those crews, go ahead and move to that way right now because we're going to talk about plays. So crew 1, crew 2, crew 3, crew 4, crew 5 in the back. No. Yeah. Yeah, so if not, I'll get my phone or we can use the laptop too. So quickly reintroduce yourselves if you got new members.
This is one, right?
This is one, yes sir. You all can combine into one group then. So. Alright, so when we watch these plays, what I want you to watch for, one, is the call correct because it may not necessarily be the correct call. And 2, if it is a correct or incorrect call, were the officials in a position to see it? Because more likely than not, the officials may have been out of position or they may have just made a bad call. So we'll watch the first one, crew 1, this is going to be your play, you're going to tell me what you have, if it works well for me. What do you see here? Walk me through what you may see on this play.
Tripping.
Possible trip or a push. What happens when we don't call the first one? And I don't know if I can pause this. I don't know if this will allow me to do it. So this one right here, you see this, the green guy uses himself to get leverage, to try to get the ball. Our official's standing right about here. You think he's got a good look at it? Oh, absolutely. He's got this look. He's got the open look. He can see space. If he was like this, it'd be a little bit different because he's looking through players. But he can see space in this case. So you may let this one go, the advantage part of this. If yellow plays through this, maybe if I have a pointer, if yellow plays through this, we may give it a second or 2 or 3 to let it go, because if he plays through it and he goes, no harm, no foul in this instance. Sure. So then we have, he loses the ball. So he can tell he's looking straight at it. We don't have a whistle on it. All right, pull it up, play it. I'll tell you when to stop. Right here. So what does the green guy do? Retaliates. Does he have a good look at this? Yeah, because if you're the one officiating and I hold somebody this way, or in this case, go this way, you can't see what my arms are doing. So either he's got to be hustled up the field a little bit, or the person opposite's got to get that look. So we missed the first one. All right, we screwed up. We got to get the second one. I know we're penalizing that team, but we can't just keep missing fouls, so we've got to get that one. Let it play through a little bit more. They even know, they're yelling at him. And he puts his hands up like, I didn't do anything. This is like the telltale sign of look what I did. So, let it play through, miss that one, loses the ball because his teammate's there, and away we go. And we got to get that one. All right, crew 2, this one's yours. Hit the button again, see if it should just have to come up on the screen. If you come up on the screen, hit it. I got it, hang on. All right, my technology doesn't want to work today.
I don't know.
What's the little arrow? The circle arrow.
That's just the timer.
The timer of how long you're getting.
All right, what'd you see on that play? I know we can't replay it. It sucks. Let's see if I can get it to go. What'd you have on this one? Do you have a trip or do you have the ball get caught? Yeah. To me, it looked like he played the ball. I think it's a he in this case. He plays the ball. Nothing there. He played the ball. So I probably don't have anything on this one. Now, if the green guy goes to the ground and he tries to play it right there, what do we have? Dangerous play. What kind of penalty is that? Direct or indirect? Indirect. It's not the anything that ends in ing, which we talked about yesterday. It's the dangerous, the OUS plays, or the caution play. So, right there, that's an indirect kick if you'd play that on the ground, which you didn't, thankfully. All right, crew 3 and 5, this one's yours. Let's play through one more time. What do you have? Foul, no foul, card, no card. You're the one out making this decision. You got to make it about like that.
Definitely yellow card.
All right, you say no card and you say definitely yellow. I'll get to you a second. Now you're working with each other. He comes out and gives a yellow card and you go, what the heck are you doing? So this is why we're trying to get on the same page. I can see where you're coming from and I can see where you come from. Explain why you wouldn't have a yellow card.
He's trying to shoot it and slips as he's shooting and it's not intentional.
All right, so you're saying he slipped. Why would you have a yellow card?
Because he purposely went down, so he would not have to deal with the player and to kick it. So that's sliding, then my bill come. So if it was on my side of the field and he didn't call it before I did, I'd call it yellow.
Can you see where he's coming from?
I don't see it being intentional right there. He's trying to shoot it right there.
Can you kind of get on the same page? Can you see where he's coming from?
Yeah.
All right, so if I call you and you give me that explanation, I'm all right with it. I call it and you give me that explanation, I'll go with you. Me personally, probably a yellow card on this play. You know why? It doesn't take him out of the game, depending how early it is. And if I have given out cards, I'm going to remember who my cards are on. So if this kid slides and I give him a yellow card, I'm just like, you got to keep your feet. You cannot slide. No contact made here. I'm not giving a red on that. Absolutely, that's not a red card. But I'm gonna talk to that person as I give him the yellow card. Hey, keep your feet. If it's his second one, I'm probably using I'm gonna go talk to him, or public warning, private word. Keep your feet. Then he knows, my bad, I got you. So, but yeah, I can see where both of you are coming from. I would lean game situation on a yellow, not a red at all. And plus, he missed a shot. So, what'd you have?
No, I was going to say, I guess get a warning and maybe a yellow card.
Yep, perfect. All right, crew 4. Watch it again. What foul do you have and who is it on?
So he's not jumping to the ball, he's jumping at the player. Not even jumping.
This is a former supervisor of mine, by the way. He graduated, so I put this play intentionally in for him. It's Dylan Carpenter. So you have a foul in blue. Is it a direct kick or indirect kick? Direct kick in this one. You can call it pushing, tripping, cutting off, I don't know. So they're gonna get that. So what happens is he undercuts him, then he gets taken out, and he's like, "Where's the foul?" I think they end up giving this to blue, to be honest. So this is why I talk about giving the first foul. He's like, "What the hell? You're the one that fouled, Dylan." So, but yeah. All right, crew 1. You say oof. Guess what? We scored this thing, so your oof might be a little questioned here. Now, this kid goes, crap, I have an own goal because I hit it off the kid. What do you have? Handball. What constitutes a handball? I'm sorry, what?
If it's in an unnatural position or if you
So, could you call this protecting himself?
That's natural. It seems like a natural reaction to kind of like scrunch off a bit, but.
It seems like a natural reaction, but what happens to the ball? It goes in the goal, right? The way you can explain this one, it hits your arm outside your body. Right there, that'd be a handball. He can do this, this, this. He might be a little wide. I'm probably giving a handball. Even though this goalkeeper gets kicked out later in the game, and we may show it here in just a little bit, but he gets kicked out for sliding. Yeah, he was having a rough day today. But we give a goal. Be able to explain this one if you don't. If it's here and it hits me right here, this is me protecting myself. So, be able to explain that. All right, crew 2. Watch it again. Other than my supervisor being in the way. What do you have?
Contact. Is that a red card? Or is that just a yellow? It kind of hits him.
Pause it right here. Click. Give me 2 clicks. Or you know where I want it? Yeah. All right, so you're saying a slide tackle card. Were you here yesterday?
Yeah.
What do we constitute a yellow card? What do we constitute a red card?
If it's not contact, it's yellow. If it makes contact, it's red.
Yeah.
So,
Or what else is the red card? It's always a red card. Sliding from behind. So, I don't know if he slipped on this or if it's a slide. If you go with the slide, just like the last one we had, I put this as a yellow. You know why? Because red doesn't go to the ground. If you slide in front of me and I jump over top of you, you're lucky because I'm saving your butt by not giving you a red card. A slide tackle for a red, they've got to go to the ground and get tangled up. If somebody slides in front of me, I jump over top of it, and I can play on, that's going to be a yellow card. So this is what, if you do give a card, this one's going to be a yellow card. To me, it almost looked like he slipped because he doesn't have cleats on. When you start working out here, you got to think that it gets dewy, that turf gets wet, they're going to slide, and if they're not wearing cleats, it's going to be tough. You have a question?
Would you let this keep playing and get the yellow card?
If there's an advantage gain, yes. If he just clears it out and it just goes to midfield and then no, I'm stopping that and I'm bringing it back. Because the one I hope they talked about yesterday is if you're the last person, you slide in front of me, I get through and it's me and the keeper and you whistle it dead and it's me and the keeper, how mad am I going to be that you gave her a yellow card? Because you're like, dangerous play, so we're going to bring it back. If I play through it, I remember this number and this color, and when it's a natural stoppage in action, I kill it, give her the card, and then go back to the point of interruption. But that's a good point. I'm glad you brought that up. All right. This one's crew. What am I on now? What? I thought you guys just answered one. Oh, 1. Sorry, 2. The same keeper that just had that last play. Remember, starting Tuesday next week, this is going to be you on your own, and we're going to have a video camera out there, and you have to explain stuff to me when I call you.
Wait, you guys don't have VAR?
No, we don't have VAR. Sorry, you can't do that. We ain't that good. Yeah.
I would probably just remind them that they're sliding, because it looks like it was, he like went to the ground to get the ball. It didn't look like he was going in purposely sliding through it.
It's also a natural reaction.
And there was no contact at all, so I would probably just be like,
So can you pause it right about there next time around? So if you watch this, I agree with everything you just said. Right here. He's trying not to get hit. They're going to argue with me day and night that it's a natural reaction for the goalkeeper to go to the ground. You're absolutely right. However, if they go to the ground at a player, we got to be thinking card. On this case, I'm not thinking card. I'm thinking, as everybody runs away, hey, keep your feet. It's as simple as it has to be to remind them. Most of the time, they're going to say thank you and then move on. But yeah, this isn't the last time I think you'll see this guy.
What if the keeper dives?
It depends. If I dive on a shot and there's nobody around, no big deal. If I dive at your feet and I go towards you, I'm now diving or sliding towards a player. So that's going to probably be a card if I come close to you. Now, it's going to be your judgment if I dive here. Is this a card? Maybe, maybe not. Versus if I dive right here. This would be a card. Because I always say it's in the vicinity and it's always up to your judgment. Now, if I'm out there and I come up to you halftime and I say, you need to card him on this, that means you're not calling it tight enough. You're letting him get too close. So, but yeah. All right, 3 and 5. No! What's he doing? He went and gave a card. What do you have on this? There's a slide.
Slide tackling. Ref is looking at the advantage.
He didn't look at the advantage. So, as this plays back through, right here, you're thinking card on one green. If he lets that go 1 second longer. That's why we'll talk about tonight. You put the whistle in your hand, so by the time you're getting ready to blow that whistle and it goes to an advantage, you can pull the whistle back down and you don't blow that dead. So you're thinking green one's getting a card, next dead ball. And he's mad because guess what? He's running in front of everybody going, I got this. So, and one's going, thank God I got that card. All right. Crew, what are we on? 4? All right, so watch this one again. This one's kind of tough to see. I want you to point out right here. Kick, out of bounds. Which way did he point? That way. Which way did he point now? The other way. We're going this way, right? Who does it go off of? Red. It goes off red. If this happens to you and you're like, I don't know which way we're going, what should you do? Blue! And they're going this way? All right, we're going this way. They're going to tell you, probably 9 times out of 10, they're going to tell you which way we're going to go. And if you just say a color, I work basketball, I don't work soccer. So in basketball, there's many times I'm like, boop, white. Shit, they're going that way. That way. I correct myself. It happens. So if you get it, well, in basketball, put your hand up. But in soccer, say the color. Blue! Which way are they going? All right, we're going this way. Or this way, whatever it is. Don't be that person who's like, yo, that way. We don't want that person. So take your time as the ball goes out of play. 90% of the time, it's going to call itself. There's a less than 10% that you're going to have to make that call. All right, I think this is my last play. I think this is actually yeah, I got you thinking, didn't it? Went, oh crap. All right, who wants to take a stab at this one? So nothing went out of play. There was no handball. Is the goalkeeper allowed to pick this ball up? He's in the box. So the goalkeeper, so the box runs right here. You can see there's the box. So he's within his right to go pick it up if he's allowed to. Is he allowed to pick this one up? I'm going to do a show of hands on this one. Who says no? He's Blues keeper.
Kicked him to the back of the
He went to kick it, hit a blue player, he went to go pick it up. That's the context you have. Who says no? You're going to vote one way or the other, so put them high. Don't be afraid. All right, you say no. If you say no and you blow this dead, what kind of penalty is this?
It's an indirect kick.
It's an indirect kick because it's a handball by the goalkeeper, right? So they get the ball right here with an indirect kick. And we have 10 yards to back up players. I can tell you right now, that's not really 10 yards, so they're going to be in the goal. How many people say this is not a penalty? All right, for those of you who say it's a penalty, why is it a penalty? I'm not to the group yet. If you say it's a penalty, why is it a penalty?
I would say just because the goalie kicked it. I mean, obviously, like the blue player didn't previously hit it. Mm-hmm. At least the one I would say that is the goalie kicked it.
You're saying because the goalie kicked it. If you don't have a penalty, why not?
Yeah, it wasn't like an actual back pass. It was a deflection.
I'll be honest, I'm probably going no penalty here. Because he went to clear it. He went to go clear it. And it hit his own teammate and he was like, oh crap. If you tell me this is a penalty, one, I'd want to see the ruling on this because I don't know soccer all that well. But if this is a case play and you've done soccer long enough and you can tell me, hey, this is definitely a penalty, I would change my mind. I'm probably able to defend a non-penalty on this versus a penalty. And I think that's all I have. Better be all I have. All right, so questions about any of the videos we just saw? Because we're going to get ready to move outside here in just a minute. The reason I show these is A, I want you to see if the officials are in correct positions, which some of them they were, some of them they weren't. The look they have, is it this look or is it this look? How can your partners help you out? And then if you have plays like this, can you justify them when I call you the next day when somebody gets ejected on one of your calls? That's you laugh, but that's actually what happens. I'm like, hey, you had an ejection on a slide tackle. I need you to describe in more detail than kid slid with contact. Because if I get it on video, and I've done this before where I've seen it on video, and I've shown the person, I'm like, here's what you did. If you do indoor soccer, I got two guys I call the Bash Brothers that decided to check two people into the boards, take somebody out, and then act like they did nothing wrong. And I was like, you think this is okay? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, why don't you come back in a little while when you think it's not okay, and we'll think about letting you play in a month. He had to come back and talk to me again when he realized it was not okay. He was graduating, thank God. So that's why I show these. And I want as much detail as you can put into it. So when you do your report, sliding with contact, I get that. Anybody slides and gets ejected, it's usually with contact. Two slides without contact and they get ejected, I ain't worried about that because those are without contact. But try to put as much context as you can with it. All right, so we're going to go